Hello everyone, I'm Kashika Narula and today I have made a code on how to predict if a person will get a loan or not. So for this you guys know mainly that there are few things that we need when we are predicting a loan. Things like gender, married, dependent, education, self-employed, applicant income, co-applicant income, loan amount term, credit history, property area, loan status. Loan status is basically a yes or no question that are we getting the loan or not. But for that, the area behind it is lots. I'll explain. Now, usually it happens that the gender is commonly asked in most applications, so that's nothing new. Marriage is asked because is there someone other than us who can pay for our loan if we are not able to pay? That's one thing why marriage is asked. Now, dependent. Dependent is obviously if you have 10 dependents under you, like how many people are dependent on your income. If you have 10 dependents under you, then you have to feed 10 people. So it might take a long time to process the loan. But if you have zero dependents, then it's quite easy. Zero dependents and lots of money, so you can easily take the loan. Then there is the education, like graduate or not graduate. It's quite simple. You guys will understand why it is required. Then self-employed or not, applicant income, like if I am applying for a loan, what is my income? And then there is, you guys can see over here also, after applicant income there's co-applicant income. Over here you can't see the full thing, so I go over here, co-applicant income. Now my person who is applying for the collateral, maybe it is someone else, so what is their income? It might be no one, because you can see over here co-applicant income, there are some places it is zero, many places it is zero in fact. So then there is the loan amount, like how much amount are we trying to loan from the bank. There is loan amount term. There is credit history, like have we loaned before or not. Property area, do we own a property or not. And what's the loan status, yes or no question. Loan amount term is the time of how much time are we loaning this amount for. So you guys know to read a file, import it, upload. All these imports I have saved them into my code and put it in your description box so you can go down and see. And then there is a reading the CSV file, then there is its info. Now, firstly, I would like to explain to you what a categorial and a numerical thing means. Like it's called categorial column. So what does that mean? Categorial column and numerical column. So over here we will go and see loan ID. Now loan ID, it's not a point seeing, but just to explain I'll help. Why it's not a point seeing? Because does our loan status depend on the loan ID? Like, can the bank tell me that you are not getting a loan because your loan ID is of this many zeros? No. Can the bank say you are not getting a loan because your loan ID is an even number? No. So, loan status does not depend on loan ID. So, that's why loan ID is not quite a subtle example. But I'll still explain. Loan ID, all the IDs are different. There is no common values. All IDs are unique. So basically, they will all be unique. So it is a numerical term. Now, gender. There is male or female. It will be a categorical term. It can be categorized. Then there is dependent. It can be one, two, three, four. There can be many independents, but in this code, I have found it there are only plus three independents is the last highest number of independents. So that's okay. So dependent will be a categorical. Education, as you can see, there is just graduate and non-graduate. So it will again be categorical. Then there is a self-employed, no or yes question. Is the person self-employed? Categorical again. Then there is applicant income. How much is the applicant earning? Numerical. Co-applicant income, numerical again. Loan amount term, numerical again. Now there is credit history, which is again a 1 or 0. Has the person taken a loan? Yes or no? Yes means 1, no means 0. We have already learned this. Then what is the property area? Is it a urban or a rural area or a semi-urban area? Then what's the loan status? Now you might say that, for example, in education, maybe the 110th value is semi-graduate. Then it is not quite a unique system. Then there are unique values as well, right? Over here it's not, but you might want to have that doubt that how will we find out? So for that we have this thing called DF unique. I go down in my code. Yeah. DF unique basically shows me if I have unique values in my system or not. Means over here basically it shows if we have common values or not, but it's given the name as unique. So we have in married, we have that there are unique values. I'm calling unique values meaning the common values. So no, yes, and not applicable is a unique value over here. Then there is a gender which has a male, female, or not applicable. Dependence, I already told you in my code I've got till +3. Now I will show you excuse me. Now I will show you an example in which there are numerical values of lots of numbers. So over here we see that loan amount term also will be a categorical value, let's say, because we see that there are not over here. I realize that loan amount term is probably a numerical value. But then when I found it's unique, I saw that it can be classified. There are not much values. Now I think that maybe many people have a common co-applicant income. Let's go check that. So DF box bracket quotes co-applicant. Is my spelling correct? Because it is quite spelling as well as caps and small because it is case sensitive. It gives the smallest of errors on the smallest of errors. Well, so UNIQUE bracket and run. Now you'll see that, okay, no, quite no, there are n number of values of co-applicant income. So we cannot say that it's a unique. No, all are common, nothing is unique. So I'll just delete that back again. We don't want this confusing code in our system. Then we just put all these categorical and numericals into two columns. So categorical columns and numerical columns. Now we dropped the first one. Now can anyone tell me down in the comments why we dropped the first column? Loan ID seems quite an important thing, doesn't it? So the loan ID is important, but it is not important when we are in the categorical columns and trying to find out if yes or no, loan or no. I already explained this. So DF drop underscore first, true or not. Then we removed the head, then we described it. Then we did df underscore encode dot drop bracket columns equal to loan status underscore y. So we don't need if loan is yes or no. We won't go and ask the bank, will I get a loan or not? We will ask the bank that yes, we will get a loan. We will tell the bank that yes, we will get a loan. So then we say that we print this out. Now we have the training and testing division, and then we have the random forest classifier. In the forest classifier, we will do various decision trees. So random forest means many decision trees. So what it does is it compiles all the decision trees and makes one random forest. So n estimator 1000 decision trees, max depth is 3, min sample leaves is 10. So what it does is minimum we need 10 samples to do this, and then we remove the F1 and recall score simply. So that's all for today's video. I hope you guys learned something out of it. Any doubts I will answer in the comments. Thank you. Have a nice day. Like and subscribe.